53 million Americans tornadoes, baseball hail, roof-peeling winds, and forecasters say they have never seen this before. When longtime forecasters say those words, friends, you pull up a chair and you pay close attention, so let's go. 5 violent storm days back-to-back starting Saturday, and the models are calling this one historically bad. Saturday fires, West Texas. Sunday slams the I-35 corridor. Monday hammers 17 million from Dallas to Minneapolis. The 14th alone puts 53 million at risk, and Wednesday comes in right behind it with 31 million more. No break. 3 separate storm systems, back-to-back-to-back, each one with its own tornado threat, each one with its own hail corridor. Most seasons maybe get 1 or 2 big outbreaks. This April is cramming 3 into a single work week. Y'all, pull up a chair. Folks, Tom is going to walk you through every single dangerous day of this storm siege right now. Before we get to the big days, let's talk about what is firing across the plains as we speak. Starting with today. A marginal risk is active across the south-central plains, the Ozarks, and northern Oklahoma through this evening. Isolated severe storms are possible today across northeastern New Mexico, Arkansas, Missouri, and southern Kansas. Check these temperatures today. Oklahoma City 73, Tulsa 72, Lubbock 70, Amarillo 68. All loaded and primed. Atmospheric moisture is at the 90th percentile. For this time of year, the Gulf Tap is wide open and running hard. Quarter to golf ball-sized hail and 50 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts are today's main concerns across the Central Plains. On top of that, a small but real tornado possibility exists near northern Kansas and south of Omaha and Lincoln today. Retired mail carrier Harold in Topeka Buddy. Get that NOAA radio on today and know your shelter spot before lunch. Houston at 74, Dallas at 76, San Antonio. At 78, that Gulf-fed humidity is cranking hard across all of South Texas. Now, with today's setup established, let's get straight into Saturday because that is where this thing fires up. A sharpening dry line across West Texas and eastern New Mexico will trigger dangerous storms Saturday afternoon. Saturday's slight risk covers Lubbock, Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, and Fort Stockton. Y'all need to be ready. Golf ball-sized hail that will dent your vehicle and 70 miles per hour bone-crushing wind gusts are Saturday's main threats. And here's the kicker on Saturday. West Texas is in exceptional drought, meaning that parched soil acts like concrete. When 2 to 4 inches of rain hits concrete hard drought soil, it turns straight into deadly flash flooding instantly. On Highway 87 or Interstate 20 Saturday night and you see water on the road, turn around. Don't drown. No exceptions. Retired rancher Jim out in Lubbock, do yourself a solid and get those vehicles and animals covered before Saturday noon. Good Lord, Saturday feels scary on its own, but honest to goodness, it is just the opening act of what comes next. So buckle up tight, because after Saturday, this thing gets a whole lot more serious for a whole lot more people. I need to stop right here and be straight with y'all. Sunday through Wednesday is something we rarely ever see. Both the European model and the American GFS are in lockstep. A historic multi-day severe outbreak is locked in. A massive upper-level trough sitting out west all week is finally going to eject across the Rockies this weekend. 3 separate surface lows spin off that trough 994 millibars, then 998 millibars, then a third Wednesday low. First low tracks Montana into western Minnesota that gives us our Saturday and Sunday tornado and hail setup. Second low tracks Nebraska into Wisconsin, and that is the system driving Monday's and Tuesday's outbreak potential. Third low arrives Wednesday with a cold front pushing southeast into warm, humid air that has been parked there for days. Storm energy. What forecasters call CAPE is building fast in the Midwest and keeps on climbing all week long. Retired school teacher Betty in Wichita Falls, 3 of the 5 dangerous days target your area directly. Heads up. Dew points surging into the 60s and 70s by Tuesday. That is flat-out tropical moisture in April. No joke at all. Wind shear turning with height spins up the mesocyclone, the rotating engine, inside every tornado-producing supercell. Here is something that should really get your attention. Colorado State University flagged the upper Midwest back in March. That March 1st machine learning forecast for Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. It is all coming true right now. All right, now let's go day by day so you know exactly what is headed straight for your front door and precisely when. Sunday, April 12th, The danger corridor runs from the Texas-Mexico border all the way north into Minnesota and Wisconsin. Sunday's slight risk cuts right through the heart of Oklahoma Woodward, OKC Wichita Falls, and down to Abilene. Sunday afternoon into evening, that is your danger window when the sharpening dry line tries to trigger supercells. Sunday is highly conditional if that cap erodes. These storms tap extreme energy and go violent in minutes flat. Windshield shattering hail, shingle tearing 70 to 80 miles per hour winds, and a couple of tornadoes all on the table Sunday. Worth knowing, morning storms could flush the atmosphere and actually shift the main tornado threat up to Minnesota and Wisconsin. Retired Nurse Carol in Oklahoma City, honey, get that shelter plan nailed down solid before Sunday afternoon rolls in. Mobile home residents across the Southern Plains Sunday night, you need a sturdy building found before dark. Full stop. No manufactured home anywhere on this earth protects you from a direct tornado. Please burn that into your memory. Sunday's storms roll through after dark too, which means that NOAA weather radio beside your bed is absolutely not optional. Stepping into April 13th now, and let me tell you folks, this is the day 17 million people need to take dead seriously. Anywhere between Dallas and Minneapolis on Monday, get your weather safety plan locked in tight before the weekend ends. Monday's slight risk covers a monster zone: Rochester, Minnesota, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Des Moines, Kansas City. Down the I-35 corridor Monday, Topeka, Wichita, OKC, Tulsa, and Dallas-Fort Worth are all smacking the crosshairs, y'all. April 13th comes down to low pressure timing if that surface low crosses the Rockies fast enough. Day 4 goes explosive. A powerful low-level jet stream emerges Monday afternoon, creating the exact wind shear that rotating supercells need. Monday's most elevated tornado threat zeroes in on northern Missouri, central Iowa, and the Twin Cities metro area. Along the dry line through the eastern plains, Monday tree-snapping winds and hail up to baseball size are the main concerns. Monday's danger window opens late afternoon and keeps right on rolling after dark, and that overnight threat is no joke. Friends, when a warning fires at 2 a.m., you need something that physically wakes you out of a dead sleep that is just the truth. Retired contractor Dave in Kansas City, get that storm shelter cleared out and your plans squared away this weekend. Buddy, Missouri's ground is already waterlogged from earlier April storms, good Lord. Monday's downpours on top and flooding is nearly certain. Behind the dry line that day, 50 miles per hour, gusts over bone-dry brush means a wildfire threat across the western plains as well. One careless spark in those conditions and an entire neighborhood can be burning before fire crews ever even arrive. Stepping back for a second here, folks, a massive ridge locked over the southeast is the engine driving this whole ugly pattern. That ridge keeps pumping warm, unstable Gulf air northward into the plains while simultaneously locking the southeast in drought. Too much violent weather on one side of the country, record heat and bone dry on the other. This is one extraordinary April. East Coast folks, you are not getting storms, but you are skipping spring entirely and walking straight into July heat. A massive ridge is pumping July-level heat from Florida to Washington, D.C. by Wednesday. 90s as far north as the mid-Atlantic. Long-standing daily temperature records are going to fall by Wednesday afternoon, and wildfire risk in the southeast is real. Exceptional drought across South Georgia and North Florida combined with 90-degree heat creates a dry grass fire nightmare. Retired librarian Pat in Raleigh, your lawn is bone dry and it is about to hit 90 degrees. Please be careful out there. One tossed cigarette in that drought-baked vegetation could light a brush fire that spreads before any crew rolls out. Now back to Tuesday, because this is the day that needs the most attention out of everything we are talking about. April 14th's threat has expanded farther north than forecasters expected. Just yesterday, the data keeps getting more aggressive. Tuesday's 15% probability zone stretches from Dallas and Fort Worth all the way through Chicago, Indianapolis, and Milwaukee. Green Bay, Detroit, northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin. All of y'all are inside this thing Tuesday. And here is what makes Tuesday so wild: it runs two completely different severe weather setups at the exact same time. Down in Texas and Oklahoma, discrete supercells with baseball-sized hail and isolated tornadoes on the dry line Tuesday. Meanwhile, up in the Midwest and Great Lakes, a massive squall line packing 70 to 80 miles per hour straight-line winds Tuesday. That squall line rolling through St. Louis to Chicago during the evening rush hour is going to be a genuinely bad scene. Millions of commuters get their Tuesday evening completely derailed by severe thunderstorm warnings, have a backup plan ready. Surface low near 996 millibars drives the day. 5 low-level jet hard across the upper Midwest. This one means business, folks. Milwaukee, Madison, Chicago, Rockford, the Quad Cities, and Cedar Rapids are all in line for a possible enhanced risk upgrade. Retired teacher Barbara in Chicago Tuesday and Wednesday are your 2 biggest watch days. Get prepared this weekend, please. A-N-O. A weather radio costs $20 and screams loud enough to wake you out of a dead sleep worth every penny. Stepping into Wednesday, April 15th, and would you believe this thing just keeps right on rolling with no real off switch. Wednesday's risk covers 31 million people from East Texas through Missouri in another 15% severe weather corridor. East Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana Wednesday, y'all are in this too. Wednesday's cold front finally pushes southeast into all that warm, humid air that has been parked over the region for days. By Wednesday, saturated ground means a 50 miles per hour gust could uproot large trees right into your house. That is not an exaggeration. Power line snapping winds and windshield cracking hail are Wednesday's dominant threats, and with wet ground, big trees come down too. Retired shop owner Frank in Des Moines, 3 straight dangerous days for you. Pal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no breathing room. Thursday may bring a short breather, but only maybe, and then the pattern reloads heading into the following weekend. This setup keeps reloading all the way through the rest of April. No real shutoff anywhere on the horizon at all. Now let me give you all the full city-by-city breakdown so you know exactly which days matter most for where you live. Dallas and Fort Worth Saturday straight through Thursday is nearly a full work week of severe weather for your area. Oklahoma City and Tulsa Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday back-to-back are your 3 most dangerous days, y'all. Wichita and Topeka. Kansas Sunday is your biggest day, followed hard by Monday as the system tracks northeast. Kansas City. Monday through Wednesday are your watch days with a real overnight hail and roof-peeling wind threat Tuesday. Minneapolis and the Twin Cities. Sunday and Monday both have you inside the risk zone. Yes, April tornadoes in Minnesota happen. Chicago and Milwaukee. Tuesday and Wednesday bring a squall line with 70 miles per hour winds straight through your backyard. St. Louis and Springfield, Tuesday and Wednesday put you squarely inside the corridor. Heads up on both of those days. Memphis and Little Rock. Wednesday is your day as the cold front finally pushes east and arrives your direction. Cedar Rapids, Quad Cities, and Rockford, Illinois Tuesday has you potentially inside an enhanced risk upgrade. Stay sharp. Fayetteville, Arkansas, heavy rain and flash flooding from multiple storm systems are headed straight for your area. Lubbock and Amarillo Saturday is your most dangerous day, and this same pattern could reload for you again next weekend. Corpus Christi and Laredo Gulf moisture surging northward means isolated severe storms are in play for you as well. Retired veteran Roy in Fort Worth, please do not drive through flooded roads no matter how shallow that water looks. 6 inches of moving water drops a full-grown man 2 feet, sweeps a pickup right off the pavement, turn around. Don't drown. Flash flooding is already happening in rivers across the upper Midwest before any of these systems even arrive Saturday. Add 2 to 4 inches more rain on top of swollen rivers and major river flooding by midweek is nearly guaranteed. Friends, drop a comment and tell Tom where you are. Which day of this siege concerns you most for your neighborhood? And do your neighbors a solid please share this video with anyone in the Plains or Midwest who needs it before Saturday. All right, here's what Tom needs from y'all. Go over your severe weather plan today, not the morning sirens start wailing. Know where your shelter is before a tornado warning hits. Know where to park before a baseball hail storm fires up nearby. Baseball hail at 100 miles per hour totals a vehicle in under 30 seconds. Get that car into a garage or carport before storm day. A tornado watch means the atmosphere is loaded in your county. Use that window to nail down your plan, not later tonight. A tornado warning means confirm move to shelter immediately. No debate, no waiting, no second guessing at all. Keep multiple warning systems running phone alerts on NOAA weather radio plugged in. A neighbor who will knock on your door. For those of y'all with elderly parents living alone in the Plains, pick up the phone and make sure they have a solid plan. Retired Postmaster Glenn in Tulsa said he never had a shelter plan. Please do not be Glenn heading into a week like this. Caught in a tornado warning while driving, pull over fast, get in a low roadside ditch below grade, and cover your head. Bridges give zero tornado protection. A 150 miles per hour wind does not care at all that you are underneath one. Not one bit. Retired farmer Earl in central Oklahoma, you have seen tough springs before, but this one deserves your complete attention. Keep a go kit ready all week: water, flashlight, battery radio, charged phone, and a full tank of gas in your car. Storm fatigue is a genuine danger here. Each day of this outbreak has its own fresh threat window starting every morning. Monday's hailstorm and the 14th's tornado outbreak can come from completely different storm systems hitting back to back. Communities barely clearing debris from the 13th could be under another tornado warning by Tuesday supper time, no joke. Retired school principal Linda in Wichita, please check on your neighbors and your elderly friends before each dangerous day. Heartland communities always pull together in times like these, and that spirit is exactly what saves lives every year. Here is the silver lining: temperatures head into the 70s and even low 80s Monday and Tuesday ahead of the cold fronts. Some record highs are actually possible Monday and Wednesday in the Midwest ahead of those approaching cold fronts. Late April models also show a potential 40 to 50 degree temperature crash when Arctic air finally sweeps in behind this system. From 20 to 30 degrees above normal one day, straight down to 25 below the next. That is a wild April swing. Y'all, once this whole siege finally clears, high pressure rolls in and delivers a well-earned, beautiful stretch of spring weather. We have to earn that nice weather first, and earning it starts with having your plan solid before Saturday morning comes. Let's burn these numbers in one final time: 53 million Americans, 5 straight violent storm days, no real break coming. Saturday fires West Texas. Sunday slams the I-35 corridor. Monday targets 17 million from Dallas to Minneapolis. Tuesday puts 53 million at risk from Fort Worth to Milwaukee. Wednesday hammers 31 million as the cold front pushes east. Flash flooding is not just a plain story right now. Saturated ground from the Ohio Valley to the upper Midwest is a serious problem. When rivers are already at flood stage and multiple inches of rain stack on top, roads and basements go underwater in hours, y'all. Wisconsin and Michigan along the storm low track could see over 2 inches of rain from a single system passing through heads up. After a storm passes, check for downed power lines near flooded roads. Most folks forget this until it is way too late. A downed power line in standing water electrifies everything around it. Treat any flooded area near lines as a live wire zone. Retired firefighter Walt in Des Moines, you have seen a lot over the years, but this outbreak is shaping up to be historic. Broader context. Folks, this is what a big April severe weather year looks like when everything comes together all at once. Colorado State University flagged April 2026 as potentially historic way back in March, and every single day of this outbreak is proving that right. Eastern Iowa, Northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin were the exact areas highlighted in that March machine learning forecast. No joke. What separates this outbreak, it is not just one terrible day. It is that the pattern keeps reloading every morning and refuses to quit. Most outbreaks last 24 to 48 hours, then the cold front clears the air. This one just keeps right on coming. Morning after morning. Late April will eventually bring a cool-down models show a potential 40 to 50 degree temperature drop when Arctic air finally arrives. From 20 to 30 degrees above normal one day to 25 degrees below normal the next, that is a genuinely wild spring temperature swing. Once all of this finally clears and that nice high pressure settles in, it is going to feel absolutely spectacular after a week like this. We have to earn that beautiful weather first, and that starts with having all your plans locked in before Saturday morning arrives. Some record high temperatures are possible Monday and Tuesday ahead of the fronts. Enjoy the warmth, but stay weather aware every minute. Above normal rainfall will benefit the Great Plains, Red River Valley, Midwest, and Great Lakes all the way through the end of April. That southeast ridge driving the drought may finally break down in the last week of April. Some hope for the Carolinas and Georgia soon. Don't be scared, be prepared. Tom will be right here every single day of this storm siege, covering it all for y'all.